Here we are, guys, in part 4 of this story. In the land of waves, our favorite blonde encounters the Kyuubi. Watch the subsequent events unfold as Naruto uses the power that was sealed inside of him on the day of his birth. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Now, let's begin. All around Konoha, the Jonin were busy training with their teams. As they heard a bird call in the air, they looked up to see a bird summoning them to the Hokage. They all knew what it was for, but they were surprised that it was this soon that they were being summoned by the Hokage. Any Jonin in charge of a genin team assembled in front of the Hokage for his announcement. You've been assembled for only one reason, the third said. As most of you have probably realized, it should be obvious by the people here. It's already the time, Kakashi said. It's already been reported to the other villages. I have seen them enter the village. Genma, a ninja wearing a leaf bandana with a senbon in his mouth said. So when is it? Well, I will announce it properly then, Hiruzen said, standing up. 7 days from now, the Chunin selection exams will begin. First we will hear from those supervising the new genin. Asuma, Kakashi, Kurenai, do you recommend any of your team for the Chunin selection exams? Kakashi stepped forward. The Kakashi led Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno, Sasuke Uchiha, and Haku Yuki. Under the name of Hitaki Kakashi, I nominate them for the Chunin selection exams, Kakashi announced. What? Iruka called out. He didn't see his former students as ready for this exam. The Kurenai Team 8, Hinata Hoiga, Kiba Inuzuka, and Shino Aburame. I Kurenai Yuhi nominate all 3 of them for the exam, the Genjutsu mistress said. The Asuma-led Team 10, Shikamaru Nara, Ino Yamanaka, and Choji Akamaiki. I Asuma Sarutobi nominate all of them for this exam, Asuma announced. How rare. All of them, the Hokage said to himself. Hold on. Iruka shouted out. Hokage-sama, please let me have a word. 9 of these 10 individuals were just recently my students. I know their skills are exceptional, but it is still too early for them to take the exam. They need more experience. Kakashi stepped forward to defend the nominations. Iruka, I was a Chunin when I was 6 years younger than Naruto. Naruto is different than you, Iruka rebutted. Are you trying to crush these kids? Crushing them could be fun, Kakashi said. They are always complaining about missions. I highly doubt that they will even make Chunin this time around, but this will still be a good experience for them. What? Iruka said. You think this is some game for your entertainment? Kakashi laughed a little. That was just a joke, but stay out of this. They are no longer your students. They are my subordinates. Iruka was shut up. The ninja with the face paint grabbed Konohamaru by the collar and lifted him up to face height as Naruto, Sakura, Moegi, and Udon arrived on scene. Let go of me. Konohamaru screamed out as Naruto tried to come to his rescue, only to be held back by Sakura. Hey, you're almost as annoying as this little brat, the ninja said to Naruto. I hate midgets. Especially younger ones that are rude. It makes me want to kill them. Naruto and Sakura looked on in shock. As the ninja wound up for a punch, Naruto ran to save Konohamaru. Before the punch could make contact, the ninja was hit in the face with a rock and a senbon found his hand. Naruto looked up to see Sasuke and Haku on opposite sides of the ally. The ninja dropped Konohamaru. What are you bastards doing in our village? Sasuke called out. He's kind of handsome, the blonde Kunoichi said. Wow, she's pretty hot, the other foreign ninja said looking at Haku. He then turned his attention to Sasuke. Another brat who pisses me off. Naruto was now getting angry because Sasuke had just shown him up. The foreign ninja called Sasuke out, pulling the wrapped bundle off of his back. Kankuro, stop it, a voice called out. The ninja stood down as everyone's attention turned to the voice. It was a boy with red hair and a large gourd on his back. You're an embarrassment to our village. Gara, Kankuro called out, trying to explain himself. Losing yourself like that, how pathetic. Why do you even think we came to this village? Gaara said. Kankuro tried to open his mouth, but was shut up instantly. Shut up, or I'll kill you. Sasuke looked over at their leader, and tried to analyze the newcomer. Before he could, the Gaara disappeared in a cloud of sand and reappeared next to Kankuro. Sorry to you guys, Gaara said, apologizing for Kankuro. I guess we got here too early. Hey wait, you're from Sunagakure. You may be allies, but it is forbidden for foreign ninja to enter other villages without permission. Why are you here? Sakura asked. Hey, talk about clueless, the blonde ninja said. See my pass. We are here for the upcoming Chunin exams. Chunin exams, Naruto said as everyone's sweat dropped. Wow, you really are clueless, the blonde Kunoichi said. The Chunin exam is where outstanding genin ninja from all over assemble to take an exam to become a Chunin. The main purpose is to maintain power and balance, but countries just use them to show off to one another. Sasuke jumped down from his perch. Hey, what's your name? He asked. Who me? The blonde Kunoichi asked. No, you with the gourd, Sasuke said. Gaara of the desert. I am also interested in you, Gaara said. Quote. Sasuke Uchiha, Sasuke said. Naruto butted in only to be ignored. Naruto, something feels strange yet familiar about that kid with the gourd. I can't quite put my paw on it, but I feel like I've felt his energy before, Kurama said to Naruto. Naruto didn't say anything but heeded the demon's advice. How about you? I'm sure a lovely lady like yourself has to have a pretty name, Kankuro said, trying to flirt with Haku. The rest of Team 7 almost face-planted into the ground. I'm Haku, and I'm a boy, he said as Kankuro suddenly lost all his words and even received a disturbing glance from the sand Kunoichi. So what do you think? A figure in the trees said. Well, nothing serious, but that black-haired kid, the boy with the gourd, and that boy that looks like a girl. Let's keep an eye on them, another figure said. Hey, did you hear? Tenten said, tossing another knife into a target. For the first time in 10 years, there are going to be rookies in these Chunin exams. That sounds interesting, Lee said, sitting directly underneath Tenten's target. Rumor is that 4 of them are students of Kakashi. I almost feel sorry for them, Neji said. You're late. Naruto and Sakura yelled at Kakashi, who just appeared on the bridge that he had asked his team to meet on. Sorry, but I got caught up registering you guys for the Chunin exams, Kakashi responded, setting his usual smile to them. What kind of lame excuse? Oh wait, that actually sounds reasonable, Sakura said. Here are our applications. If you are going to take the exams, then come to room 301 at the academy 6 days from now, Kakashi explained. Naruto jumped on top of Kakashi, hugging him for nominating them for the exams. Again, this is just a nomination. Whether or not you want to take them is up to you. Those forms need to be turned in by 4 p.m. tomorrow to the Hokage's tower if you are going to take them. I'll give you the rest of today and tomorrow to decide. Based on your response we'll go from there. With that, Kakashi left the 4 genin to their thoughts. Chunin exams. There are going to be a lot of strong people in that. Like Gaara and those guys from yesterday, Sasuke said. I might be able to fight them. If I win, then I'll be one step closer to Hokage, Naruto thought to himself, imagining himself on a winner's pedestal and wearing the Hokage's hat. Things could get interesting, Naruto, Kurama said to his host. Yeah, I know. It's about time something exciting happens around here, Naruto responded to the fox. Not exactly what I meant, but yes, thing will get interesting. Okay, so what did you mean? Naruto asked the demon. That Suna boy isn't the only one with chakra that I've felt before. I can't tell you who, but I've felt at least one other familiar chakra source enter this village recently. So what does that mean? Naruto asked. Are there more of your kind here? Maybe. I can't say for sure, but let's just say it's possible. Then what do you think about entering? I want to, as it will put me closer to Hokage, Naruto said, giving the fox a big smile. Like I said, it will be interesting. I say to it as there are a few of the tailed beasts I wouldn't mind seeing again. But then again, there are others I would rather not. So what do you think, Naruto, Haku, Sakura? Sasuke asked his team. I'm definitely in, Naruto exclaimed, giving Sasuke a slight grin. I'll come. If the team needs me, I'm more than happy to help them, Haku said. I don't want to. I can't even keep up with Naruto, Sakura thought to herself, still depressed that Sasuke had told her that her abilities are probably below Naruto. But if I back out, what will Sasuke think of me? Sakura. Sasuke asked, trying to snap his teammate out of it. Huh, oh, yeah, I'll come, Sakura said, a tone of doubt still in her voice. Team 7 had just turned in their exam forms for the Chunin exams, and it was now about 3 days before the exams would actually start. Already, Naruto had seen ninja from many different villages besides Suna. Currently in the village were also ninja from Kumo, Kusa, Taki, and even some new village known as Otogakure no Sato. Naruto had just left Ikiraku's after his typical early afternoon ramen run when he spotted a few Kumo shinobi walking away from him. He immediately felt the Kyuubi flare up inside. What's wrong? He asked. I think there is a Jinchuriki amongst those Kumo shinobi as well. I can't quite tell which one or which Biju it is, but I'm certain that one of them is a Jinchuriki, said the Kyuubi. So that makes what? 2 others? Asked Naruto. Yeah, like I said, this could get interesting, said the fox. Hey, so who are these other Biju? I know there's you, but you said there are 9 others, right? Asked Naruto. There are 8 others, 9 if you include me. Each of us is distinguished by the number of tails we have. I'll start from the beginning. The Ikibi, Shukaku, is probably my least favorite of all the Biju. He's fucking insane and does nothing but kill. He's also the weakest of all of us, as he only has 1 tail. The Nibi, Matabi, is also known as the ghost cat. She's actually one of the few Biju that I actually don't mind, and she actually is pretty respectful. The Sanbi, Isobu, looks just like a giant turtle. I don't really care much for him, but I can tolerate him if it wasn't for his incompetence. The Yonbi, Son Goku, is known as the Great Sage Monkey. I don't really like him that much because he keeps thinking he's smarter and better than me, PHFT. The Gobi, Kokuo, is well, we don't really know, said Kurama. What do you mean, don't really know? Asked Naruto. Exactly what I said. All of us resemble some sort of animal, but the Gobi is a mixture of a horse and a dolphin, I think. Anyway, the Rokubi, Seiken, looks like a giant slug. She's almost as bad as the Ikibi when it comes to mindless killing. The Nanabi, Chome, resembles a large beetle and keeps referring to herself as the Lucky 7 Chome. For me, she's tolerable. Then we have the Hachibi, Yuki. He looks like a cross between a giant ox and octopus. He can be rather stubborn and bashful, and the 2 of us have never seen eye to eye. Lastly you have me, the Kyuubi, and the strongest of all the Biju. Wow, that's amazing, replied Naruto. Later that night, Naruto was walking through the village, on his way home when a figure attacked him out of nowhere. Naruto jumped to the side, just in time to avoid being pelted by a few kunai. The man that attacked him wore a headband indicating that he was part of a Megakure no Sato. What the hell do you want? Shouted Naruto. Hey, aren't you funny? Laughed the AIM ninja. The Chunin exams have no room for a little brat like you. You're better off giving up now. And why would I take advice from the likes of you? You're talking to Konoha's future Hokage, declared Naruto as he pulled out a kunai and threw it at the attaching ninja. The AIM ninja took his own umbrella from his back and threw it at Naruto. When the kunai and umbrella met, the umbrella turned into dozens of kunai and impaled Naruto. Hey, see you little punk. There's no room in the Chunin exams for you. Huh. The Naruto that he had attacked disappeared, revealing itself to be nothing more than a shadow clone. While the AIM ninja was busy looking around to see where Naruto was, he didn't notice the blonde tackle him from above. "Hey, you calling a little punk? You're the one who can't handle the exams," replied Naruto. The AIM ninja disappeared, replacing himself with a rock. "Huh, what? Where?" said Naruto, looking frantically for the attacker, who was nowhere to be found. Sakura was walking along praising her luck. Sasuke had actually invited her to take a walk with him. She was busy fawning over Sasuke when Sasuke called out some random AIM ninja. Sasuke attacked the ninja, only to be pelted by a barrage of kunai. Sakura looked on in horror as her precious Sasuke was killed in front of her. "Sasuke!" she shouted out as she ran to the lifeless body of Sasuke, dropped to her knees and began crying. A few moments passed and her crying turned to laughter. "You can stop with the elementary genjutsu no, I've known this was all an illusion," said Sakura, standing up and facing the AIM ninja. "Since when would Sasuke ever invite me to take a walk with him? Besides, I also know that you're just an illusion as well." "You think I'm just a mere illusion?" asked a ticked-off AIM ninja as he threw the umbrella at Sakura. Sakura simply walked straight through the illusion and the AIM ninja merely laughed. "I see, but if you continue on with the Chunin exams, this will become a reality. I wonder if you can endure that." With that the AIM ninja disappeared and the illusion was dispelled. "Cha, I'm not scared. I'll take them on anytime," shouted Sakura. "Sigh. I'm still not sure if I can do it." Sasuke was also having trouble with the same random AIM ninja. Well, it wasn't so much of trouble as he had easily defeated his attacker, more like a nuisance. "So how was it?" Kakashi asked said troublesome AIM ninja. However, the AIM ninja dispelled his transformation to reveal Iruka. "We went through the trouble of having a special preliminary exam for the rookies, and they all passed with ease," said Iruka. "As you said, their skills have shown drastic improvement." "Well, the actual Chunin exams won't just end at this, but," said Kakashi. Finally, the day came for the Chunin exams. "Hey, Hinata!" Naruto shouted, coming to the gate of the academy. The poor girl began to turn red, like normal when Naruto expectantly appeared. "Are you here for the exams too?" "Why yes, I am," Hinata managed to get out. "Naruto." Sakura called out for him, across the academy courtyard. "Oh, sorry Hinata, but it looks like my team is here," Naruto said. It's okay, I think I see my team coming as well," the shy girl said, trying to hide herself from her crush. "Good luck. I know you will do great," Naruto said as he ran off to join the rest of his team. "He thinks I will do great," Hinata thought to herself. "If Naruto thinks I can do it, then I will surely try my best." The truth is that Sakura wasn't the only one doubting her entrance into the exam. Hinata was also questioning why she was there, coming to the conclusion that her team really wanted to take the exam and they needed a third member. Because of that, she decided to join so that they could participate, but if Naruto thought she could do it, then she would do her best. Team 7 arrived to a mass of people standing in front of a door with the room number 301 above it. 2 ninja were guarding the door, preventing anyone from getting through. They then looked at Lee, the kid in the green spandex suit, trying to force his way through, only to get shoved back by the guards. After his teammates picked him up, Lee turned and looked at the 4 rookies that were staring at him. "Why don't you just release the genjutsu and let us all pass?" Sasuke said to the guards at the door. The 2 were actually impressed that a genin, not to mention a rookie, would figure out their little trick. As Team 7 proceeded to the proper floor, Lee quickly followed. "You are Sasuke Uchiha, am I correct?" Lee said to Sasuke. "I am, what of it?" Sasuke responded. "I wish to challenge you. I wish to test my skills against the offspring of the powerful Uchiha," Lee said. He then winked at Sakura. "You are an angel, I wish to take you out on a date." "Ew, never," Sakura said as she bent backwards to avoid Lee's kiss that he had blown towards her, hitting her head against the ground in the process. Frankly, you're a fool, thinking you can challenge me, Sasuke replied to Lee's challenge. You're about to learn what this name means, thick brows. Finally, I will get to test my skills against the number 1 rookie and Gaizensei will be proud of me, Lee thought to himself. Naruto charged at Lee, thinking that he will take down this guy and show Sasuke his true skills. Lee easily sidestepped Naruto's attack and retaliated with a kick of his own, sending Naruto into the opposing wall. I will say this again, you cannot defeat me. Inside Naruto, the fox was laughing at him for what had just happened. HMPH, this might actually be fun, Sasuke said, realizing that Lee was actually strong. With that, Sasuke attacked Lee. Lee quickly dodged and kicked back at Sasuke. He could not evade the attack and had to resort to blocking the attack. As Lee made a quick hand sign, Sasuke braced himself for some sort of ninjutsu, only to be hit in the stomach by a second kick. What sort of ninjutsu or genjutsu was that? Sasuke thought. That's, Lee said, looking into Sasuke's eyes. The Sharingan. Sasuke charged at Lee, thinking that he would use his eyes to reveal what type of ninjutsu or genjutsu Lee was using. Sasuke is getting stronger and stronger. Sakura squealed. At that moment, Sasuke Go kicked upside the chin by Lee. He hit Sasuke. Like it was no nothing. What? The Sharingan couldn't read that. Sasuke said in a bit of pain. Yes, my techniques are neither ninjutsu nor genjutsu, Lee stated. Shadow Leaf Dance. Lee appeared behind Sasuke, who was still midair. Yes Sasuke, my techniques are simply taijutsu. They say the Sharingan can read all sorts of nin, gen, and taijutsu. It is true that you get the advantage in a nin and genjutsu battle by reading and copying your opponent's hand seals, but a taijutsu battle is different. What do you mean? Sasuke asked. Even if you can read my movements, if your body can't move, then it's useless. Lee stated, unwrapping the bandages on his arm. Do you know that amongst strong ninjas, there are 2 types, the genius and the hard-working types? You are the genius and I am the hard-working type, having mastered only taijutsu. And with this technique, I'll prove that hard work surpasses genius. Out of the corner of his eyes, Lee saw a kunai fly past him with a green cloth attached to it. He stopped his technique, knowing that the fight was now over. That's enough Lee, a turtle said, appearing in the room. As Sasuke was falling to the ground, Sakura caught him, saving him from a dangerous position that Sasuke had not even bothered recovering from. Looking at him, she saw that Sasuke was shaken with the battle. The turtle spoke again as everyone watched. Lee, that technique is forbidden. What? That turtle can talk. Naruto shouted out as Sakura knocked him over the head. While the turtle was scolding Lee, a man that appeared to be an older replica of Lee appeared on top of the turtle. Team 7 almost passed out, disgusted at the resemblance. They had seen this man once before at Haku and Zabuza's hearing, but they never noticed the creepy resemblance until now. Guy-sensei. Lee called out. Guy punched Lee in the face, probably as punishment for disobeying him. The 2 clones then proceeded to do something that would leave Team 7 traumatized for a few months. Lee. Guy called out. Guy-sensei. Lee responded. With that, the 2 hugged, creating an ocean sunset in the background. Being a 1,000-year-old demon, Kurama had seen some pretty disturbing things, but this ranked right up there. I am sorry sensei. For that, I will do 1,000 laps around the village after the exam, Lee said. Is that even possible? Sakura whispered to her team. Guy turned to the 4 of them. Hey guys, how is Kakashi doing? Guy asked, winking and giving them a creepy smile. How do you know Kakashi-sensei? Naruto asked. People refer to us as eternal rivals, Guy said. Lee took another look at the group of Kakashi's students, his attention focused to Haku. You look just as lovely as the beautiful Sakura, may I ask you on a date instead? Lee said to Haku, only to make the rest of Team 7 nearly throw up. You do realize I am a boy, don't you? I thought I made that clear when I first came to the village, Haku responded to Lee, whose world was now shattered. Naruto made a mention to Sasuke that Lee must have trained extremely hard, every day after catching a glimpse of his hand and seeing the scars. This only made Sasuke smile. Sounds like this is going to be a fun Chunin exam. Naruto, Sakura, Sasuke, and Haku stepped into room 301, only to find about 200 ninja from various villages, including their own. Out of the ninja in the room, a particular blonde-haired kunoichi that Sakura knew all too well lashed her arms around Sasuke. "Oh Sasuke, you're late," Ino said, blushing and smiling. "Get away from Sasuke, Ino pig," Sakura shouted as Naruto and Haku tried to get out of the way of the incoming cat fight. Looking around, Naruto quickly noticed teams 8 and 10. The entire Rookie 9 was here. Then the 9 noticed a gray-haired ninja who introduced himself as Kabuto. "Hey you guys, quiet down. The last thing you want is to cause a scene," Kabuto told the rookies. "Although, I can't blame you. I remember how I was when I was a rookie." "So you've taken this test before?" Sakura asked the newcomer. "Actually, this is my 7th time, since the exam is held twice a year," Kabuto bragged. "Wow, so you must know a lot about these exams," Sakura said. "Yep, I'll even share some of my info with you, using the nin cards," Kabut said, whipping out a deck of cards. "Is there anyone you want information on?" "How about Gaara of the Desert and Rock Lee of the Hidden Leaf," Sasuke said, getting in on the action. Let's see. Rock Lee. He's a year older than you and has completed 20 D ranks and 12 C ranks. His specialty is in taijutsu, with his nin and genjutsu being weak, if not non-existent. This is his first time taking the exams. On his team are Neji Hoiga and Tenten, Kabuto read off. Now Gaara. 8 C ranks and WoW, AB rank mission. Since he's a newcomer, I don't have much information on him, but it looks like he has returned from all his missions without even a single scratch. Kabuto then explained that the top genins from the leaf, sand, sound, grass, waterfall, and cloud were here. This wasn't going to be an easy exam. Sakura could see that even Naruto was getting nervous. However, nerves work differently with Naruto. "My name is Uzumaki Naruto, and I won't lose to any of you bastards," the blonde-haired genin shouted out, effectively challenging anyone who heard him. Kakashi, who was standing outside the room, heard his student and just smiled, figuring it was about time Naruto did something stupid. Suddenly, a trio of sound ninja jumped out of the crowd and attacked Kabuto. He easily dodges the fist, but was soon hit by another force. As the fight started to escalate, there was a large puff of smoke in the front of the room. "Quiet down you worthless bastards," the new ninja said as the smoke dissipated. Behind him stood a few dozen Chunin. The man wore a long black trench coat with a leaf bandana. He had a few scars on his face. Most of the leaf ninja knew him as Ibiki, torture and interrogation specialist. "I am Ibiki Morino, the proctor for the first exam. Take your seats now before I decide to start failing people." Nobody doubted him, and suddenly, order was brought back to the room. Ibiki started handing out the tests as Naruto realized that this was a paper test. He was doomed to begin with. "And Naruto, let's do our best, okay?" Hinata said, who was assigned a seat next to Naruto. "Now, I will explain the rules. Questions will not be allowed," Ibiki said as he began to write on the board. "The first rule is that you will start off with 10 points. The test is made up of 10 questions and each question is worth a point. For every question you get wrong, you lose a point. The second rule is that this is a team test. Your entire team will pass or fail based on a combined score of your team." Everyone on Team 7 knew what this meant. They would be pulling Naruto's dead weight. Now, the third rule is that every time you are caught cheating, you will lose 2 points. If you are caught 5 times, your entire team fails. The last rule is that those who lose all their points and those who don't answer any questions correctly, will automatically fail their entire team. Naruto suddenly felt a wave of killing intent directed towards him as the fox began cracking up. "Hey, quiet down in there," Naruto said to the demon. "Unless you are trying to help." "Nope, you're on your own for this one, Kit," Kurama responded, trying to contain his laughter at Naruto's misfortune. "Alright, begin," Ibiki announced. The entire room started on the exam, soon realizing it to contain some extremely difficult questions. Sakura, Sasuke, and Haku already turned to look towards Naruto, who was already freaking out. Sakura took a look at the question and realized that she could answer them, although most people in the room probably didn't have the experience or intelligence to do so. Naruto was really freaking out, realizing that the last question would be given 15 minutes prior to the end of the exam and that he couldn't answer any of these questions. Hinata, who had been assigned the seat next to Naruto, couldn't help but worry about him. On the other side of the room, Sasuke, Sakura, and Haku were beginning to understand the true meaning for the test. Due to the difficulty of the test and the presence of the coordinators, it was almost as if they were encouraging cheating. Quote, "I see, this is a test to see how well we can gather information by using our skills without getting caught," Sasuke thought to himself. Suddenly, Sasuke saw a mirror of ice form beneath him on the ground. In it he was a handwriting on a piece of paper. The message was pretty clear. "Don't worry about Naruto, I will help him out." Haku, the message read. Sasuke grinned at what Haku was telling him. All around the room, the people who were realizing the objective of this test began to make their move. Shino had released his insects to gather information while Akamaru was being a lookout on Kiba's head and giving him the correct answers. Neji had activated his Byakugan, giving him the ability to see through anyone and look at any test in the room. Hinata was doing the same as her cousin. Sasuke had activated his Sharingan and began copying the movements of someone who looked like they knew what they were doing. Sakura, on the other hand, had the intelligence to solve the questions on her own. As Hinata saw Naruto was panicking, she decided offering him her test so that he may have a chance to pass. However, a kunai passed by their heads, just missing them. "Number 64, you are out. Your team, numbers 21 and 82 are also disqualified," Ibiki said, startling most of the other takers. After that, more and more genin began to fall victim to the test. After seeing that display, Naruto denied Hinata's help even after she mentioned to him that she didn't want him to fail. However, Naruto was not willing to let Hinata get in trouble for him. As Naruto began to start freaking out, he soon felt a chilling sensation around his feet. He looked down to see his feet on top of a sheet of ice. He soon saw Haku's reflection, which disappeared to reveal a message. "This test is meant to test your information gathering skills. You are encouraged to cheat. However, you don't have any skills that will be of use for this test, but I do. Just copy the answers that appear on this mirror. I have also been keeping eyes on the proctors to see who has marks and who doesn't. I have not gotten any and neither have you, so we should be fine doing this." Haku, Naruto breathed a sigh of relief as even he began to write stuff down on the exam. Sasuke took a look at Naruto and saw his teammate get to work. Thanks to Haku, they were going to be just fine. "Alright, time's up," Ibiki announced. Now for the 10th question. By the time Ibiki stopped the clock, only about 120 of 200 Chunin candidate remained. Everyone who remained looked at Ibiki in anticipation. Now, for the 10th question, there are a few special rules. First, you must decide whether or not you will take it. "What do you mean choose?" Tamari asked. "What happens if we chose not to?" "If you chose not to take it, your points will be reduced to 0 and your team will fail," Ibiki explained. "What does that mean?" "Of course we will take it then," another test taker stated. "If you choose to take the 10th question and answer incorrectly, then you will be banned from ever taking the Chunin selection exams ever again," Ibiki said, silencing everyone in the room. What is up with that stupid rule? There are people in here who have taken this exam before. Kiba said as Akamaru barked along with him. Hehe. You guys were unlucky that I'm the proctor this year. My test, my rules, Ibiki said. Hehe, I actually kind of like this guy. Any chance he has room for me inside his head? Kurama said jokingly. What the hell is that supposed to mean, you stupid fox? Naruto thought to the fox, only making him laugh harder. However, I will give you a way out. You can choose not to take it and try again next year if you are not confident. Ibiki sent an evil glare to the Chunin candidates. Now, those of you who do not wish to take it, put your hand up and wait for your number to be called. Then you and your team may leave. All around the room, people were thinking on what to do. What do I do? If I fail, I'll be stuck in eternal genin, but if I don't take it, I'm sure Sakura and Sasuke would never forgive me, Naruto thought to himself. Quote. I won't take it, a leaf ninja said, standing up. He and his team were immediately escorted out of the room. Over the next 5 minutes, a total of 30 more opted out, leaving 91 genin remaining. Naruto raised his hand, much to the rookie nine's shock. Then he proceeded to slam it down on his desk as he stood up, a look of determination in his face. Don't underestimate me. I will not run. I will take the question, even if I'm stuck to be a genin forever, he declared. I'll will myself to become Hokage anyways, I don't care if I fail anyways. Hehe, I'll give you all one last chance to back out. Your life is riding on this decision, Ibiki said, casting one more wave of fear into the genin. However, Naruto had managed to inspire the entire room. That is an interesting kid, a voice said inside of blonde Kumo Kunoichi's head. Why do I feel like I know him from somewhere? I've seen that stubbornness before. I've seen it many times from Master B, the Kunoichi thought back to the voice. We'll have to be sure to find him in the second stage of the test and see what's so interesting about him. I always like a good game of cat and mouse. That's because you are a cat, the Kunoichi thought back. Hey, no one else. Alright then, good decision. You all passed the first exam. Ibiki announced to the room, shocking most of them. I congratulate the 91 of you, the 30 teams that pass. What? Erupted from all over the room. What do you mean we pass? What about the 10th question? Sakura asked, now confused. Ibiki let out a rare smile. You could say that your choice was the 10th question. Then what was the point of this entire test? Temari asked, being the second hot-headed Kunoichi to lash out. They were not pointless. The first 9 questions already served their purpose to test your information gathering skills. Ibiki explained. This test was designed to put pressure on the entire team as each member would have to not mess it up for their team. However, the questions on this test were much too difficult for most genin to answer alone, so everyone came up to the same conclusion. You would have to cheat to score. This test was designed to make you cheat, but in order to pass, you could not get caught. A few of the candidates got the purpose right away. Now, mixed into the group were a few Chunin who had already taken this exam and knew the answers. This was to help you guys out and to give you accurate information. This is because, Ibiki said, removing his bandana, only revealing a bunch of scars covering his entire head. Sometimes, information is more important than life, and on the battlefield people give their lives to acquire such information. Everyone saw the scars and screw holes on Ibiki's head and cringed a little at the image. If the enemy notices you, there is no guarantee the information you obtain will be accurate, Ibiki stated. Remember this, as accurate information can be a powerful weapon for you and your comrades. This is why we had you gather information through cheating. This clearly separated those who did and did not have the right abilities. Wait, then what about the 10th question? Temari asked. But the 10th question is the true purpose of this test. The take it, or not take it, decision. Ibiki paused momentarily. Let's say you become Chunin and your mission is to steal an important enemy document. You don't know the number or skill of the enemy. Do you accept the mission? Because you don't want to die. Because you don't want your comrades hurt. Can you avoid this dangerous mission? The answer is no. Ibiki let out a slight grin. Those who aren't willing to put their lives on the line. Those who cling to the uncertain future of, there is always next year, and then walk away from their chance. Those pieces of trash who can only make cowardly choices, don't deserve the right to become Chunin. That's how I feel, Ibiki said. You have made it through the entrance of the first test, I wish you guys luck. Hell yeah, Naruto shouted out. He's an interesting one alright, Ibiki thought to himself. Suddenly, a black bundle came crashing through the window and a black poster was unraveled on the back wall. Out of the bundle crawled a lady with short purple hair in a ponytail and a mesh shirt underneath her jacket. This is no time to be celebrating. It is now time for the second test. I am Enko Mitarashi, the proctor. Now, follow me, Enko said as Ibiki face-palmed himself repeatedly. This one is almost Naruto-ish, Sakura thought to herself. Wow, 91, Ibiki, you're getting soft. The test was way too easy. Enko said to Ibiki. Hey, there are a lot of outstanding ones in this batch, Ibiki said. Bah, that's fine, Enko said. I'll cut them at least in half by the time I'm done with them. Now I'm getting excited. I'll explain everything once we change places. Danger. Stay out. A sign read as the group of remaining candidates stared at the dark forest in front of them. Welcome to the stage of the second round of the Chunin exams, Practice Area 44, also known as the Forest of Death, Enko said as a bunch of gulps were heard from the crowd. Hey, and you'll soon find out why it's called the Forest of Death. Meh, and you'll soon find out why it's called the Forest of Death, Naruto said, mocking Enko. Responding to the kid's insult, Enko pulled out a kunai and threw it at Naruto so that it made a small cut along his cheek. Kids like you are quickly killed in here, spraying that red blood that I love so much, Enko said, licking the blood off Naruto's cheek. She pulled another knife, feeling as if something was approaching her from behind. Here's your kunai, a mysterious grass ninja said, handing Enko her knife with his tongue. Why thank you, Enko smiled. But don't creep up behind me like that, unless you want to die. Everyone was a bit creeped out at the examiner and the grass ninja. Looks like we have a lot of bloodthirst ones in this test, this will be fun. Now, before we start, you must fill out these waivers. What? Why? Naruto asked. Because there will be deaths in this exam, Enko let loose a cheerful smile, creeping out even more participants. And we can't have your deaths starting wars and everything. Now, I'm going to explain the rules to this test. Each team will check into that booth behind me. Your team will then receive one scroll. It will either be a heaven scroll or an earth scroll. Since there are 30 teams here, 15 will get an earth scroll and 15 will get a heaven scroll. In the middle of this area, there is a tower. You are to bring both a heaven and an earth scroll to the tower. So that's why you said you will cut the group in half, Sasuke said. Yes. Now, this area is a dense forest with a river running through the middle. A tower is located at the middle of the area, about 10 kilometers from each side, Enko said, holding up a map of the area. Around this perimeter, there are 44 locked gates. This will be considered a survival exercise. You may use any weapons or jutsu to complete the task. The only rule is that you cannot open the scrolls until you enter the tower with both scrolls. Other than that, there are no rules and killing is allowed. Also, there is a time limit. The test lasts 120 hours, or 5 days. If you are not at the tower at the end of the time limit, your team is disqualified. What? 5 days? Naruto yelled out. But what about dinner? The forest is full of food. Just make sure you're not on anything's menu, Enko said. Now, 15 teams passing is very unlikely as there are poisonous snakes, insects, and beasts, along with enemy ninja. So, not only will some teams fail from losing their scrolls, but some will also die from the harshness of the course. Also, there is no quitting. You will be in the forest for the entire 5 days, unless of course you make it to the tower early. All the teams proceeded to collect their scrolls and went to their designated gates. Team 7 had an obvious advantage having an extra person, but at the same time they were at a disadvantage as everyone would be coming for them. This was because they were rookies. Sasuke didn't mind this as that would mean he got to fight more people. A lot of teams, especially those containing experienced veterans, were now glad that they could actually kill from now on, as that would make things easier for them. The test began at 4 p.m., giving everyone until 4 o'clock 5 days from then to complete the test. Begin was heard as the gates of the forest were unlocked and the genin were let loose. So basically everyone is heading to the tower, Kiba said as his team was taking a leisurely walk through the forest of death. It was then that an enemy team in the trees spotted them. However, Team 8 was considered tracking specialists and Akamaru's nose picked them up instantly. Hey, already? Kiba sounded excited, while Hinata was still rather nervous. Shino was indifferent, as usual. Kids standing in the open, one of the observers said. Did they want to be found? Although it looks like they have sensed us, but they don't know our exact location. Suddenly, another of the observers felt something drop onto his shoulder and latch onto the back of his neck. What the hell is that? The third screamed out. That thing had turned out to be a giant leech that was sucking the ninja dry. Before the other two had a chance to pull the leech off of their teammate, they too were attacked. All three ninja now had multiple leeches sucking on them and were unconscious in a matter of minutes. Leaf-jumping leeches will sense the nearest life sources and attack in groups. After 5 minutes of sucking, you will be dead, Shino said, revealing his knowledge of insects and other insect-like beasts. Kiba approached the unconscious ninja and searched them for a scroll. Yes, we got luck, Akamaru. They had a heaven scroll, Kiba said out of excitement. Alright guys, now let's get to that tower before trouble comes. AHHHGGG. Various screams echoed from around the forest. Enko was sitting at the starting booth enjoying her dango and those delightful screams of pain and terror. Sounds like it started, she said, letting out a creepy yet happy smile. Was that a human scream? Naruto asked out. He could see Sakura getting nervous. Don't work, Sakura, this is nothing. Naruto turned around needing to relieve himself, only to be smacked by Sakura. Not in front of a lady. You idiot, she screamed as Haku sighed. Suddenly, Sasuke punched Naruto hard as he came back from relieving himself. Where's the real Naruto? Wait, what are you talking about, Sasuke? Sakura asked. No, Sakura, he's right. That Naruto doesn't have the scratch on his cheek from earlier, Haku said. Suddenly, the real Naruto came out of the bushes from behind them as Haku pointed towards him. See? Oh, yeah I do, Sakura said, noticing the scratch on a now confused Naruto's face. Haku threw a Senbon into the fake Naruto's neck, dispelling the transformation and leaving an unconscious rain ninja in its place, just as two more rain ninja came leaping out of the trees. They had hoped to take the group by surprise while they were arguing with the fake Naruto, but Haku had put an end to it. By the time they started their attack, it was too late. The four of them split up, leaving Sasuke and Naruto to fight one of the rain ninja and Haku and Sakura to fight the other two. One ninja found an opening in Sasuke and threw a few knives with exploding tags towards Sasuke, forcing him to jump off the tree that he had taken post on. Naruto threw a few shuriken at the ninja and a kunai towards Sasuke. As the ninja was distracted with fending off Naruto's attack, Sasuke grabbed the knife with chakra coming out of his foot and flung it towards the ninja, striking him in the shoulder. Naruto used the opening to test out his new jutsu in combat. He threw a single shuriken at the injured ninja. Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu. For the ninja, even injured, one shuriken was nothing, but 40 was a different story. Out of desperation, the rain ninja used his arms and legs to defend his torso and chest, but resulted in the shuriken tearing up his arms and legs, effectively leaving him immobilized from the damage done. The last remaining rain ninja was engaging in a taijutsu battle with Sakura. As Sakura began to go on the offensive, the rain ninja started backing up. He had a lot of room to move and figured he would gain some distance before countering with his own set of blows. However, his plan was cut short when a mirror of ice appeared behind him, stopping him. All he could do now was try to block Sakura's blows and look for a way out. Hyoten, demonic ice mirrors. Haku shouted out as a dome of ice mirrors formed around Sakura and the ninja. The rain ninja looked on in surprise at Haku's jutsu. They had never seen an ice jutsu, and the fact that a leaf kid could do something like this stunned him long enough for Sakura to get in a few blows. "Sakura, get out," Haku called as Sakura backed off her assault. The rain ninja thought he was finally free until he saw Haku's image in each mirror. Suddenly, he was pelted by numerous senbon. After Haku's attack was complete, the rain ninja was unconscious and would not be moving for some time. Haku looked over to Sasuke and Naruto's opponent, who had just been hit by about 40 shuriken to the arms and legs. He threw a senbon to that ninja's neck, knocking him unconscious. "Well, that was easy," Sasuke said. "Now, let's see what kind of scroll they have." The team searched the unconscious rain ninja, revealing that they had an earth scroll on them. "Damn, what should we do with it?" Sakura said. "Keep it. It's worthless to them now, seeing as it will take about a week to recover from those wounds," Sasuke said. "Plus it might come in handy if we can find someone to bargain with it." The team agreed. "Alright, but to avoid something like that again, we need to come up with something so that we know that it is us," Sakura suggested. "Let's see. Haku is the only one I know of who can use ice style and it can't be copied, and you have your Sharingan, Sasuke. But for me and Naruto. They came up with the idea of using a code word for Naruto and Sakura, as there was nothing special they could use to distinguish the two." Team 7 took off, trying to avoid any unnecessary attention. However, they were unknowingly being followed. After about an hour, they stopped. "Sasuke," Haku said. "Yeah, I know," Sasuke said. "Jump," he shouted as a barrage of needles sailed towards them. They turned to face their attackers. They were now scattered. When they regrouped, Haku and Sasuke revealed their blood limits and Sakura and Naruto recited the code. Sasuke attacked Naruto once again. "Sasuke, why did you attack Naruto?" Sakura asked, shocked that she had to say that twice in the past hour. He had said the code word, which at first put Sakura at ease. It was then that she realized this was Naruto they were dealing with. To them, he didn't have the mental capacity to remember such a long and complex code. "Do you really think Naruto would be able to memorize the code?" Sasuke said, sarcastically as both Sakura and Haku nodded in agreement. Not far from where the rest of Team 7 was, Naruto found himself facing a giant snake. "What the hell is up with this forest? I've never seen a snake so big," Naruto thought to himself. "Kit, something is not right. That snake is not normal and I can feel an evil presence around here. Be on your guard," warned the fox. The snake lunged towards Naruto, who just barely dodged it. However, he didn't notice the tail, which hit him and sent him flying into a nearby tree. Soon after, the snake lunged at him again, catching Naruto in the mouth and swallowing him. "Damn it, it swallowed me," Naruto thought. What to do? What to do? This might work. Kurama had obviously thought of something. "Remember those times when you ate too much ramen and felt like you were going to burst?" Naruto suddenly got what the fox was talking about. Multi-shadow clone jutsu, he called out as roughly 400 Narutos appeared in the snake's rapidly expanding stomach. Unfortunately for the snake, it wasn't big enough to handle that many Narutos and it burst apart, leaving Naruto covered in snake guts. Naruto bolted off towards where his team was. When the fake Naruto recovered, he undid the transformation, revealing himself to be that grass ninja from before. "You want my heaven scroll, right?" the ninja asked, holding out his scroll. He then proceeded to swallow the scroll, creeping out the 3 genin in front of him. "Now, let's begin the battle for each other's scroll with our lives on the line." Sakura and Sasuke stood there frozen. Images of their own gruesome death flooded their minds. Haku was affected as well, but not to the same extent as his teammates, as he had experienced the effects of massive killing intent while traveling with Zabuza. Their enemy flicked a few kunai towards the three. Sakura and Sasuke were still frozen and would be unable to move unless something was done. Sasuke did the only thing he could think of and stabbed his leg with his knife to break the hold of the terror, giving him the ability to move in time. Haku had also reacted and created a few ice mirrors to save himself and Sakura. Sasuke looked back at their attacker, revealing his Sharingan to their opponent, before disappearing into the trees. Well, it appears as if these kids have some interesting powers, the grass ninja thought to himself. Time to have some fun. Enko felt as if something wasn't right. After investigating the area around the Forest of Death, her suspicions were confirmed when she came across 3 lifeless bodies of grass ninja. Upon further examination, she found that they were missing their faces. What? No, it can't be, she said, clutching the back of her neck in pain. Why is he here? Suddenly, a squadron of Anbu appeared behind her. She briefed the squad on her findings and the person she believed to be responsible for the crime. Orochimaru. Sakura could see that Sasuke was terrified and she tried to say something to calm him down, only for Sasuke to quickly cover her mouth. We have to get out of here. That guy is like nothing we have ever seen before, Sasuke thought to himself. Suddenly, a snake appeared in front of him. It struck at Sasuke, only to be pelted in the head by numerous Senbon, pinning it against a tree and killing it. Sasuke took a deep breath, trying to relax, but was quickly put back on alert when the grass ninja emerged from the corpse of the dead snake. You guys shouldn't relax even a little. Prey should always be looking for a way to run in the presence of a predator, their enemy said. Out of nowhere, roughly 40 shuriken were sent at the ninja as he managed to snake his way around it. Sorry I'm late, Naruto said, appearing on scene. Oh, and what was that code again? I forgot. Naruto. Sakura said, relieved that he had arrived and was alive. I don't know what you're doing, trying to play hero. Just run away, this one's on a whole nother level, Sasuke shouted out. He then did the only thing he could think of. If you leave us, I'll give you our scroll. What the hell are you talking about? Why would you give the scroll to the enemy? Naruto shouted out. I see. Very smart, the mysterious ninja said. Sometimes, the only way to escape a predator is to give it a different meal. Sasuke tossed the scroll towards their enemy, only for Naruto to grab it and punch Sasuke in the face. What was that all of the sudden, you bastard? Sasuke screamed at Naruto. Even though you may have your Sharingan, I can still tell you are not the real Sasuke, Naruto responded. You total moron, I am the real Sasuke, Sasuke rebutted. There is no way such a stupid coward like you could be the real Sasuke, Naruto stated. I don't know how strong this guy is, but what guarantee is there that he will go away if we give his the scroll? You're the one too freaked out by the situation. Hehe, you're right Naruto. I can just take your scroll and kill you, the ninja said, taking some blood and rubbing it on a seal on his arm. Summoning jutsu, the ninja said, summoning an even larger snake, which he was now standing on. The snake then proceeded to slam Naruto into the ground as the 3 genin screamed out his name. This really is bad kid, Kurama said to Naruto. You think? Naruto responded. I keep getting smacked around by damn snakes. There is something about that man that even gives me the chill. If you are going to survive this, you are going to need my help. Alright, then stop talking and start giving me your power, Naruto said to the fox. Just give me a few moments, I'm going to try and push as much power through the seal that I can without damaging your body. I've just got the feeling that you're going to need as much as you can get. Naruto was flung by the snake's head, who was trying to become the second snake to eat him today. As the snake lunged at him, Naruto's pupils began to take on a red color with narrow pupils. His teeth grew into small fangs and his fingers grew claws as the Kyabe's power began to course through him. As Naruto's transformation completed, the snake slammed its tail into him, knocking him backwards through a few trees. There is no doubt about this kid, the mysterious ninja thought. This is getting fun, now what will you do, Sasuke? The giant snake lunged at Sasuke, who was too frozen to move. The snake stopped, feet from Sasuke. Naruto had jumped in the way and stopped it in its tracks. Quote. No way. Is that Naruto? Sasuke thought, lapsing into almost Hinata-class stuttering. Something was different about this Naruto. The power that he was emitting was immense and he had taken on a slightly feral appearance. It was in a sense. Hey, are you alright, scaredy cat? Naruto said, questioning Sasuke. Sasuke just sat there, frozen by the turn of events. Temari and Kankuro felt the blast of demonic chakra, making them tremble in fear. It was similar to the chakra that Gaara emitted when his killing instincts took over him, which was happening right now. That chakra. Mother's sand craves for it. I must see who it is and I must have its blood, Gaara said as he darted off towards the source of the demonic presence. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my other social media accounts. Anime God here, and I'm signing off.